am so proud to introduce today Brian Redard, one of the guys who did an excellent job representing Team USA on Netflix's new show, The Ultimate Beastmaster Season 1. Now, Brian is a personal trainer with a varied background and lots of well-rounded athletic skills. Everything from rock climbing, calisthenics, to even ninja skills. So, Brian, tell us a little bit more about your background.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as professionally, I had a passion for sports, for fitness my entire life. I was an athlete growing up, and unfortunately, I was just gifted with skills, but then became extremely injured at the age of 14 when I was going out for varsity sports, and that really set me back. It was like waking up one day and all of a sudden all of your abilities, your dreams were taken from you. And I wound up going down a little bit of a bad path, if you will, as a child. After that, I kind of started hanging out with kids who don't play sports and, really just started, getting into some extracurricular activities that weren't necessarily in line with all the goals and dreams I had set before as an athlete. And so quickly college approached and I realized, wow, what did I just do with the past 4 or 5 years of my life? I'm not going to college to get a scholarship anymore for sports. I have to pay my way, and my dream was to always play sports in college. So that really inspired me to make a decision and say, I still can change my, my future as far as my passion for sports. And that's what I really focused on in college on really an education in the field. And was really awesome. It just inspired me to continue to work hard on my own personal fitness. I always knew I was blessed with athletic abilities, so I never wanted that to go to waste. And but just yearned for that chance to compete again at an elite level. And so, that's where, through the years in college, I just worked out very hard. I found competitions as far as maybe strength training or playing my friends in various games. I was always the most competitive person in the room. And then, after graduating at Penn State with a degree in Bachelor's in Science.
Penn State too.
Awesome. Yeah, baby. That's a whole other conversation. We have a whole about I graduated from Penn State with a Bachelor's in Kinesiology, Fitness Studies, and pursued my dream working with athletes and adults in fitness. And since then, I've just been working in the field for 8 years, inspiring others, and including, myself to just continue to get better. And recently, as far as athleticism goes, I've just been plugging into the National Ninja League as a new Ninja League event that I've been really finding is huge for me. It gives me that competition to be able to train and compete against some of the best in the sport and just continue to better myself.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that background. I feel like sometimes we really need rude awakenings to kind of shift and change our direction. And I love this quote. I think it really embodies what you were saying, where it's not so much where we are today, but the direction that we're heading. And it's so awesome that you seem to just, be continuing and furthering your growth.
Absolutely.
And Brian, I got to say, one thing that I absolutely love about you is that I can tell, I can feel that you're one of the athletes that truly appreciate the opportunity and the experience to have competed on this show. It was such a big deal for all of us, but I really felt it coming from, just hearing you talk about it, seeing your posts. So if you could share, what was this experience like for you and what did you get out of it?
Yeah, showing up and getting a chance to compete it was a gift before I even got there, honestly. I've been training and just dreaming of having an opportunity like this for so long. And to then really get there, get off that plane and get into a van with a bunch of strangers, you being one of them eventually, and meeting everyone and really just learning about everyone's background and understanding that this is a really elite group of athletes that I'm here with. This is no joke. There's professional sports players, football players, there's Olympic gold medalists. And
I know, right? I felt the same way. Like, wow, I'm amongst these amazingly elite athletes,
Exactly. So for me, it was almost like all these things I've been wishing and praying for were now right in front of me, and my chance to compete at an elite level was here. And it was just really, at that moment, it was almost like I already won. It almost, as weird as this sounds, made the pressure feel like it went away, because for me, I was like, this is my chance now, and I've trained for this. So just make it happen. Go believe and trust and have faith and just have fun, and that's what I did.
That's a great mindset coming in.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So coming into this, nobody knew what we were up against. You know, we had no idea what this beast obstacle was. And when we first saw it, it was like, oh my God, this thing is humongous.
Yeah.
And what went through your mind when you first saw this thing?
When we pulled up that first night, I was just excited, man. I was jacked up. I'm actually getting chills thinking about it. You know, it is larger than life. When you're standing there and you're just like, wow, this is really cool. You know, they created a beautiful scenery, if you will, layout of an obstacle course. And it's just really unique. It's one of a kind, and it's very original. So I was very excited to get a chance to, you know, be a part of this season 1.
Yeah. So let's talk about the actual run, everyone's favorite part to talk about. What obstacles, you know, were you afraid of? You know, walk us through the levels that you went through and the obstacles that took you out.
Yeah, so level 1, you know, going through that, watching it get tested and going through rules, you know, I was actually fairly confident in that level. I trained on various obstacles, Ninja Warrior obstacles and balance obstacles, and it seemed to be a lot of lower body dominant things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always been pretty sure of my feet with my background in soccer and training on slack lines and things of that nature. So I was actually going into level 1 really confident. And, you know, the one thing was going to be just those energy coils, the gaps between those energy coils.
Yeah.
And of course,
far, yeah.
Yeah, and then lastly, the mag wall. I was excited to hopefully get a chance to hit that mag wall. But of course, as we all know, I didn't get a chance to get there due to the energy coils. So I think I underestimated those a little bit.
What about the next levels? I mean, you made it past level 1.
Yes. Level 2 is exciting. Just was grateful to make it into level 2. You know, going back to level 1, I ran 11th out of 12 people. So it was a really awesome opportunity for me to understand, all right, this is what I have to do. You know, I knew I had to hit that rope jump, the face plant.
Yeah.
And if I did that, I was in. So I really my goal was to be in first place on level 1. I knew after the first 10 runners went that I had an opportunity. All I had to do was be the fastest to the mag wall.
Yeah.
So I was very excited about that because I knew I could. And when I got to that base plant, that was the one time I breathed. I flew through the first, you know, four or five obstacles.
Yeah.
Took my time on that one because I knew I was in, got the rope, and then from there it was like adrenaline city.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And, you know, falling on the energy coil, I think I made the first 2 jumps and thought that the third jump was just going to be just as easy as the second one. And obviously it wasn't, so that's what happened there.
For himself in level 2, and that's USA's power trainer, Brian Redard.
I absolutely feel like an underdog. I've felt like that pretty much my whole life. You know, I feel like I've always worked for everything that's come my way. I was never really handed anything in life, so this is just another chance to prove to some of these elite athletes that, hey, I'm on the same field as you. In my mind right now, it's all about that grand prize.
Our underdog is showing that fighting spirit as he maneuvers down Spinal Descent. Doesn't look like he's having any problem here.
Not at all, not at all. His socks look good, hair looks good, he's in order. Wow. Okay, he's holding on. You really just have to go off instinct right here. This right here, you have to trust your instinct. I don't know if you can prepare. Boom, look at that. And still looking good with those socks.
And Brian making it.
And going into level 2, was feeling really good about it as well. You know, I sized up all the obstacles, and I was like, you know what, I think I have this. And I was really excited to get to the later obstacles, you know, the chain traverse to the vertebrace. I was really excited to try that because that's a little bit of some Ninja Warrior stuff and stuff that I felt comfortable doing. And then I got to that pipe, man. I couldn't move. And my feet, my arms, everything was just slide. It was like the most helpless feeling I've had in a long time. So that was frustrating.
Was there anything now looking back that you could have done differently, or, you know, to help you, or?
Yeah, so many things looking back, you know, especially on level 2. I should have absolutely went for the point thruster on the Spinal Descent. But I think I was just so honed in on let's just get this done, because the 2 guys before me actually had failed on the Spinal Ascent on the way up. So then it kind of got in my head a little. I was very confident I could do it, but I'm like, you know what, let's just go get these things done. Don't mess around.
Yeah.
Go get points. And I was confident that I was going to be able to complete each one. So then when I got to the digestive tract.
Oh, yeah.
So when I got to the digestive tract, jumping into that thing was the most intimidating part of the obstacle in my mind, off the spinning rotation. And then once I got in, I was like, cool. But then the minute I started trying to get after it, it was a little bit frustrating. So the only thing I would have changed would have been to go for that point thruster. Would have given me a little extra bonus going into level 3. I got really lucky going into level 3 with the way level 2 played out, because in my mind I was going to be knocked out because I was the third to run in level 2, and at that point I was only up 50 points or so, and I basically needed one of the next 3 guys ahead of me to fail on the spinning gears. Yeah. But they were all really strong competitors. You had Air Force Ken, our teammate from America, super stud. You had the Korean parkour kid who was like super good with his legs, and it was all lower body stuff to start. And then you had another, you had the Japanese bodybuilder guy, and he was super fit too. So I was pretty worried. I was actually feeling as if I lost my chance. And then I watched the competitor right after me fall off the gears, and knowing that I locked in my spot in the 5th place to move on to level 3, that was probably one of the more exciting moments of the entire experience for me.
Yeah.
It felt like
like on the edge of your seat, right?
You're never really rooting, there's a lot of camaraderie going on, so you're never really rooting for anyone to fail.
Yeah.
But at that moment, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited. It wasn't excited, So
I don't blame you. You're human. Come on.
Definitely. And then heading into level 3, man, I was super stoked. I was just like, you know what? I'm in last place, and I'm down 60 points. But again, sizing up these obstacles, I think I have a chance. And I went after it. I went hard. I went fast until I got to those bungee beds, and I decided to go the bonus route. Again, really confident that I could do the trapeze. I was going to finish the trapeze, get it done, and then probably stop. And that would have been enough to definitely send me into the finals. But unfortunately, my competitive, aggressive nature got the best of me on the beds, and I just rushed it. I really did. Looking back, I just made it happen a little too quick and didn't adjust appropriately and fell. So, it all happens so quick. And in hindsight, it's easy to look back and say, I wish I did this. I could have done that. Yeah. But overall,
were you aggressive because you want to get faster time, or?
Yeah, I just think I'm a really speedy person. I do a lot of things. I usually have one speed. I think my biggest flaw might be that. I think sometimes I need to always be mindful and slow myself down occasionally. But I also think that's one of my strongest suits as well in obstacle racing, is the fact that I'm confident that I can fly through stuff.
Yeah.
So at the time, I typically was always getting through things quicker than most, but the only issue was I wasn't necessarily completing some of them due to that pace. So, it's learning when to take your breathers. I learned a lot about myself. My confidence is through the roof now. I mean, there's not a much, bigger platform than what we just experienced to be able to go compete. So I'm ready for the next challenge.
Yeah. So that's a great segue. You learned a lot about yourself. Is there something that you can share with the viewers in terms of advice on, what you've got on the show and just learning about your own athletic abilities and to perform better? Yeah,
you know what, man? For me, the biggest challenge when it comes to competing or just challenging yourself in general is always between your ears. If you've put the time in and you really are passionate about something and you've worked hard enough to prepare yourself physically, after that, the biggest thing that's going to take you out is going to be your mindset, is going to be the way you think and approach the challenge ahead of you, whether it's obstacles, whether it's a 5K, whether it's weightlifting. It doesn't matter what it is that you're approaching in life. As long as you feel as if you've prepared for it physically, I think the mental thing is the mental preparation is even bigger. So for me, I learned so much just about being able to control myself, my thoughts, my mindset. I was extremely comfortable up there before I went out there and ran each level. I was obviously a little nervous, but for me, it was really just the experience of traveling to these competitions and all the nerves I felt in these smaller competitions around the East Coast and the Ninja League. Didn't really compare, to this league and to this platform of Ultimate Beastmaster. So now I got the chance and I felt so good about it because I'm like, all right, this is your moment. And, you just have to be one with yourself, try to drown out the distractions and just do you, just have fun. That's the biggest thing. If you're passionate about it, if you want to go get after something, just have fun doing it, but work hard. And that's my biggest thing.
That's awesome. I could not agree more. And I think, Brian, you've officially qualified as now one of those elite athletes that people aspire to train with.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So Brian is someone you're definitely going to see more of. Gotta watch out for this guy. Brian, where can people follow you and contact you?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram. It's my full name, Brian_Redard, R-E-D-A-R-D. It's one of my favorite places to post all my updates, my physical abilities, and motivational pictures and videos. Other than that, you can check me out on Facebook as well. And all my information is on there. You know, I'm all about helping others, inspiring others. So I like to try to stay as open as possible and available as possible. So anytime anyone wants to reach out to me, follow me, message me, you know, I'm always there to try to help and inspire others to help them get better.
Great. Thanks so much, Brian. And all of his information is in my description below. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like if you like this video, and please subscribe, and thanks for watching.